What is going on, guys? CG here today, and in today's episode we are going to be counting down the top 5 PlayStation games ever to grace the console of PS4. Now, as you can tell, I sound a little bit ill, so today's format is going to be a little bit different. Usually you would have me sitting here. On the side of the screen there's going to be gameplay, whereas today instead I'm just going to be having gameplay on the screen with my voice over the top as the reasons why this is a good game, and so on and so forth. And yeah, without any further ado, let's just get straight into number 5. I'm super excited for this. Leave a like if you are excited as well and love these top 5 videos so I know to make more. And yeah, let's just get straight into the countdown. So guys, coming in at last place is the multi-ending horror game Until Dawn. The game is set in a holiday lodge based somewhere in the mountains when a mysterious figure starts terrorizing all of you and your friends. Although there is a different threat that no one really is aware of, the curse of the Wendigo. At the very beginning of the game you have to take a small test. From there, the game will actually learn your fears, which is pretty awesome. For example, if you choose spiders as your biggest fear, the Wendigos move quickly on all 4 legs and scatter around really fast to mimic the movement of spiders. On the other hand, if you choose snakes as your biggest fear, then they will move slowly, stealthily, and more like they're stalking you. Being able to play as all 8 teens, you make the decisions which will affect who dies, who lives, and of course how the story ends. The one-of-a-kind game has stunning visuals and amazing storytelling, with all the teenage friends having separate stories and love triangles of their own, making for a tense atmosphere. This only places last simply because I believe that all other 4 games are just better than this one, and this truly is a flawless game, to be honest. The only downside is that it can be completed very, very quickly, but then again, having multiple endings, you can play it through 4 to 5 times, maybe even 8 times for all different characters, and have a different result every single time. So with that said, let's move on to number 4. Sitting in the number 4 spot is what was the highly anticipated sequel of the year. It's Fallout 4. Fallout 4, you play as the sole survivor of Vault 111. After nuclear annihilation, you, your wife and your son all seek shelter inside the vault. Whilst in the vault, your character and their family get taken to cryogenic pods and frozen for many years. After a long time has passed, survivors of the wasteland break in and steal your son. The rest of the game consists of finding your son, where you meet unlikely allies and strange foes who try stopping you. As the game unfolds, you begin to find that there is actually an underlying threat in the wasteland, and from there, it's a game of cat and mouse. The game orientates strongly around finding your son, but that doesn't take away the fact that there are some truly interesting side missions and stories. Admittedly, the game's graphics are not the best, but after the controls were switched up from Fallout 3, the game felt fresher and far funner to play, making it more of a first-person shooter survival game. The combination makes for epic moments, tense fights, and all-round entertaining gameplay, which is why Fallout is at the number 4 spot. So, coming in at 3rd is a game most would consider to be the best ever. It's Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 follows 3 protagonists, Michael, Trevor, and Franklin. The 3 characters contrast each other perfectly. Franklin's missions focus mostly on gangs, drugs, and turf wars. Trevor's are reasonably similar, consisting of drug running, turf wars, and mainly just being a pure psychopath. Michael, on the other hand, tackles the problems of being a wealthy father, with lazy, spoilt kids and a wife he practically hates. He teaches Franklin a lot throughout the game, like a mentor, whilst Trevor is trying to find Michael, who he once thought was dead. The missions play out perfectly, because when you think they're getting boring, you then do a heist. More missions and another heist, and so on. The game's core mechanics are very easy and super fun to use. With a cover-based shooter feel and arcade-style driving, endless hours of fun can be achieved. Moving into the online mode, personally I believe that Grand Theft Auto Online is better than the offline mode itself. Being able to play in the same city with your own characters and friends is the peak of open world multiplayer. With the introduction of things such as heists, becoming a CEO, and now starting your own motorcycle gang, it's quite easy to make money online without feeling like a chore. Also, the fact that every DLC expansion is free makes it a constantly fresh game, which is why it's sitting at our number 3 spot. Just missing out on the top spot is everyone's favourite sword-wielding witcher, Geralt of Rivia, the Butcher of Blaviken. For those of you who haven't caught on yet, second place goes to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The storytelling in this game is incredible. As Geralt, you are tasked with finding a girl you once taught to be a witcher herself, Cirilla, or Ciri for short. On this epic quest, which takes you across many lands and a lot of sea, you meet odd deranged monsters, and obviously as a witcher, it's your job to take them out. The epic game of Cat and Mouse is a deep character-driven game, much like Fallout, but there is a lot more character depth and the plot is far more intricate. With the smooth combat mechanics and the gorgeous open scenery, the game could be considered more like a work of art. The story element of this game does last a very long time. I've played it through twice, and both times it took me roughly 20 hours to complete the main storyline. Although once you finish the lengthy story, there are plenty of side missions to do. Whether it's helping an old lady find her kid, or slaying a huge arch-griffin that's terrorising the village, or even a friendly game of cards in the form of Gwen, this game literally has everything an RPG needs, hence why it comes in at second place on our list.
I'm Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher.
We were meant for this, Nathan. You.
Taking our top spot today is the legendary PlayStation icon Nathan Drake. That's right, Uncharted 4 is the best game to ever grace PS4 consoles. Firstly, we'll start with the storytelling. Naughty Dog tell a story like no one else can. With the introduction of Sam, Nathan's brother, our story took an unexpected turn early on. The plot is pretty simple. Find the famous pirate captain Henry Avery's ship with roughly 400 million worth of gold, treasure and jewels before the stereotypical bad guy finds it. In this case, it's the wealthy businessman Rafe. The game follows three plot lines, the one I just mentioned, as well as Nathan and Elena's rough relationship and Sam's big secret. The intertwining plots make character depth and narrative super embracive. I've played this game through 3-4 times, and every single time I was constantly glued to the TV waiting for what happens next. There aren't any side missions obviously, but the trophies you can earn from this game add a lot of playtime for the real life treasure hunters. Like the speedrun trophy, where players must complete the game in 6 hours or less, or other trophies such as completing the game on the hardest difficulty or collecting all the collectibles, encouraging you to explore the vast open areas we have control of. Graphically, this game is incomparable. The level of detail is astounding, the hours you put into this game are all worth it. The facial recognition and acting make the cinematic cutscenes movie-like, dragging you further into the depth. The level of emotion displayed is incredible. The only game I could literally compare this to is The Last of Us, which as we know is probably the best game to ever come out on PS3. Overall, this game is flawless. Yes, some people may not like the story or the characters, but for the true PlayStation gamers who have played this, everyone will understand why this is number one, and if you haven't played it yet, well, you're definitely missing out. So there you have it guys, everyone's favourite treasure hunting, grapple wielding, sarcastic 40-year-old man Nathan Drake takes our top spot today. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video and love these top 5s. I love making them because it's just interesting to do a little research and stuff. And yeah, I do hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like and I'll see you in a brand new video very, very soon. Peace.